Figured we'd do a video on the Gremlin because AMX still isn't back from the dyno tuner, but I know those guys are pretty busy over there, so it is what it is. I just prefer to have that engine tuned and running and not have to worry about it. So in the meantime, we've been kind of picking along on the Gremlin here, getting some stuff done. I noticed it kind of had a little bit of a miss after it warms up, and it has kind of more of a miss when you get to a stoplight and you're idling and drive. Now that could be a whole bunch of different things, but a little hard to diagnose. But I don't have my adapter for my HP tuners to hook it to the laptop to monitor everything, so I'm just having to do a little guesswork here. But when I originally put this LS in the Gremlin, I did the cheap man's version, so like I reused whatever plug wires I had laying around and all kinds of stuff, so could have something to do with it. And I'm going to assume maybe a coil pack could be bad. I don't know, because it does do it after it heats up. You have to drive it for about 40 minutes before it'll start doing it, so I don't know. So I pulled all the plugs, did a compression test, which my compression tester leaks a little bit, but they all have right around 130. So, or I'm sorry, they all have around 135. This one here is a little low, but this is the lowest cylinder. They're all pretty much dead on 135. And these heads that I put on this motor came off that really wore out 5.3, and that motor had like 230,000 miles on it, so I'm assuming the valves are probably a little wore out. But the 4.8 block itself only had like, I don't know, 96,000, 100,000, 106,000 maybe. It didn't have too many miles on it, so I really doubt that little 4.8 has got ring problems or anything. We don't have any blow by or anything weird like that, so it's either a valve problem or a coil problem or something else, but or it could be the mass airflow sensor, because that little screen in there's got a little dent in it and been dropped several times, and I've never replaced it, so that could very well be a factor in it too. But anyways, I'm going to get the plugs back in it. I bought new plugs and wires for it, so I'll get that all back in there. And then if you already haven't noticed, there's a hood on it. I got a hood scoop put on it, so running around with the hood again. I was trying to make a video on how I made the hood, but I just didn't have time, and I kept getting called off to work and stuff, so I just kind of got it on there. But I'd go over it real quick. So pretty simple. If you put all the time I have into it, I've got maybe 3 hours into this whole hood scoop, so not a ton of time, and I've got about, we'll just say $40 into it. It's probably cheaper than that, but we're just going to say 40. So I went to the hardware store and I was trying to find some weldable sheets of steel, but they didn't have any, and all they had was this one big piece of aluminum. So, and it was like $28 or something. But it was really super thin. I think 20 thousandths is what it is. So I mean, it's really thin stuff, and that's all they had. And so I bought it, and I bought some little aluminum angle iron rail things. And so I just cut the hood opening the way I needed it. And then this stuff is super easy to bend. I actually used my welding table right there, the edge of it, to just kind of bend all these and put a slight little crease down the center just to line up with everything. And pretty simple. So I just kind of bent it the way I wanted it, and then set everything in place. I riveted the strips down, and I actually put right stuff under all of them, or whatever silicone gasket you could use you want on it, but I just use Right Stuff. That's what I had. But I do recommend if you build your own hood scoop or you do this, you at least seal it so water and stuff isn't getting under here. And then the same in the back, I just silicone or Right Stuffed all that down. But riveted those on, and then I just went out and riveted down the side of it. Just riveted the tail on and such. And then I just kind of made myself a little frame out of the leftover stuff and got some more of that stuff that I built the grill out of and just kind of riveted it on there. And it's solid, doesn't flap or move or do anything, so pretty happy with it. Came out pretty good. I even cut a little bit of a flare type of thing into it just to give it a little bit more look there. It was a little bent for some reason. I must have hit it, but anyways, so I got the hood done on it. Get these few items done on here. I think the radiator cap's starting to leak on it, and I got to get inside and hook up my neutral safety switch and stuff for it. The wife is her first drag race is in just a couple of weeks, I think. So I know last year they told us we had to have that fixed for this year, so I got to get that done. And yeah, that's really about it. Other than that, Gremlin runs perfect. No issues at all. Focus in there. All the plugs look good. None of them are burnt or really weird or anything like that. So I think we're good on, like I said, I think the only problem we have with this engine is probably just some bad valves or maybe a bad coil. I don't know if, I don't know if 7-8 psi difference on this one cylinder is going to cause it to miss that bad, but it could. I know these LSs are pretty finicky. They can throw out misfire codes like nobody's business. So, but yeah. So I'm going to get those put in and we'll bring you back here in a bit. Alright, got all them plugs and wires in, so let's see if she'll still start. And just in case any of you care, which you may not, but the hardest spark plug on this engine is not the driver's rear plug. It's actually that spark plug right there by the dipstick. That's the hardest plug to put in this car. You would think it would be that one shoved back there, but that one's actually pretty easy even with the steering column right there. So well, let's see if she'll fire up. Cold-blooded, I think. That is running good. So she actually runs bone smooth. Can't even tell this car is on sometimes when you're driving it and you're stopped at a stoplight, but we'll have to give her a run here in a little bit and see what she's doing. But probably not much I can do about that miss right now until I get my AMX back and get all the proper plugs and stuff for it. But such a nice day out today. Might take her out and go get her a wash. She definitely needs one. But anyways, I'm gonna continue on here and I'll bring you back when something exciting happens. Alright, I got the shifter apart here. Crap off of there. So basically, oops, sorry, eyeballing myself, I haven't actually looked at this. So basically we got lucky with this shifter, and it's already got dip switches on it. Let's see, that would be park. So you want it to be able to only start in park and neutral. So let's see. That's reverse. That's neutral. So easy enough. So basically each switch here has two sets of wires. I don't know if I can wire these together or not. Probably not, because they have to both be separate, I'm guessing. I gotta look at that. So they're two switches. I need to run those to the starter wire, I guess, would be the best place to run them to. And yeah, I don't remember which wire is starter wire, so I'll have to do a little investigating. But anyways, I'll get some wires figured out here, and gotta get wire ran underneath my nice carpet and everything, and get them hooked to something. So I'll bring you back when I get that figured out. Alright, well anyways, it turns out I'm not very smart, which most of us probably already know that, but I actually got out the manual for my TCI shifter for an AMX. It gives me some helpful information. And then I remembered, so this has a neutral switch wires in this Gremlin, and I had to actually make a little jumper for them, or the car won't start. And then also around there too is another flat thing, and it doesn't, it's not hooked up to anything either, and that's the reverse lights. Now why is that even important to you knowing about the reverse lights? Because this one here is actually the reverse light switch, even though I thought it was a switch for just the neutral side. Turns out this one runs the neutral and the park, so this is the only one I need to wire up, and we'll get that wired up, and this thing should be pretty well legal for her. I had to mess up my carpet a little bit to needle and thread me a wire through there. So and then the previous owner was nice enough to leave me a couple terminal spades bonus. So I'll get this all hooked up, and we're just going to tie it right into this thing, and that should be the neutral safety switch on this. Alright, once you got all that kind of hookied together, well, probably not hookied, but it's in park. It starts and runs. Let's put it in, oh, I don't know. Let's put it in neutral. She's trying to roll away on us. Oh, let's see. That's neutral. There you go. This is drive. Nothing. Okay, neutral, reverse. Nothing. Okay. Well, perfect. We got her figured out. So that's good, I suppose. And yeah, there's not too much more left to do. Just do a little cleanup on it, and I might wipe it down with some stuff and show you guys that, because I found some detail on a can that is just awesome. So let me get this all buttoned back up, and I'll show you some detail on a can, and maybe we'll take it for a quick drive and go give it a wash. So this stuff is absolutely just great, and we've used it once before. So basically, I would suggest you wipe down your door panel or whatever you're going to spray with it first. And then, yeah, it's just like spray painting the car. It goes on everything. Of course, you might want to not spray it on stuff that is going to be slick, like your door handle and stuff. But, you know, what do I know? But, yeah, anyways, and then it just gives it that nice finished gloss, and this stuff smells just the greatest smell ever. But, the dash, of course, is so beat in this thing, but you can still give it a pretty good spray. Don't matter on the gauges on this because none of that stuff works. Well, I take that back. The gas gauge actually does work in this car, which is just great. Probably wouldn't suggest spraying it on the steering wheel. But yeah, anything that you want slick looking, you just spray it on there real quick, and my goodness, does it do a great job. But anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna go around and give her a quick spray so she looks good. And we actually even sprayed all of this last time, and it actually looked pretty good. Like I said, we're just putting lipstick on a pig here, but it's better than what it generally looks like. And I've had a couple people tell me how great that back seat looks in this Gremlin. Well, the reason the back seat looks so good in the Gremlin is because we sprayed it down with this stuff. Nobody sits back there anyway. So. But anyways, you get the general idea. I'm just going to spray the crap out of this thing and make it smell and look amazing, because I'm telling you, I wish you could be here smelling this stuff. I don't promote sniffing paints or anything, but if you want to smell something that you spray in the air, you should smell this. But anyways, I'm going to do that other door panel, and this guy's ready to go to town and get a wash, make it look even better. Like I said, I might record a little bit after we go wash her, but if I don't, we'll see you in the next video, and as always, thanks for watching. Well, I was going to go do something fun, but it totally just started raining like a monsoon on us. I know it doesn't seem really that bad, but Main Street is currently flooding. So, good old Montana weather. It's 80 degrees one minute, it's raining like you can't believe the next. So, anyways, we'll just end the video here. And I think the next video I'm going to start working on is probably going to be that 6-liter.